everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I was holding up four. My hand did like a claw thing. I don't know why it did that. I am your host, Nick. I am joined, as always, by my brother, Josh.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Pick number 3. And then I'm also joined by my other brother, who's here sometimes, but he's here this week to talk Arcane with us and some Game Award stuff. It's Jake.
Yeah, it's me. You only get one more after this.
He's so excited that he's already, he's over halfway. He's like, oh, fuck, one more podcast.
He's Fox.
And I can disappear. You know, you could write for the website if you wanted to.
You know, you could pay me.
Ain't nobody in this operation getting paid. Ain't nobody. Hey, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it short so we can get the episode started. You can find Smashing Game Time anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on YouTube Podcasts and YouTube proper, where you can see our wonderful faces. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. We don't fuck with the algorithm. That's right. Fuck them computers. Fuck them computers. Right up there. Josh, name a port. Name a port on a computer.
They're USB-C.
Fuck those computers. Right up there. USB-Cs. Right on up in there.
I like that, though. I like that port.
That's a good port. It's a good port to do things with. Today, as I said when I was introducing Jake, we're talking Game Awards. We're talking Act 2 of Season 2 of Arcane, which I'm not as hot as other people are on that, but we'll get to that down the way. Let's get right on into the video games, guys, or whatever anyone's doing. I'll go first here. I've got a few little gems, little unheard of games here. You may not have heard of these. These are, you have to go out of the way to find these video games. They're there, but you gotta look. You gotta look for them. Guys,
This bit is bad.
Let me know if you've heard of this first one. I'm playing Doom.
Now, are you playing the original Doom? Or are you playing was it 2016 Doom? Is that what it is?
I'm playing the original Doom. All caps. I am playing it through Xbox Game Pass, which it's packaged as Doom 1 and 2. And when you boot up Doom, it's kind of weird because it gives you all these options. So I don't know if I'm playing the full game proper or if I'm starting it as in a level that somebody else built. I don't know, but I'm having a good time. It's simple. I forgot how it felt to play first-person shooters where you're not having to worry about full dimensional movement. You're just move. I realize I'm not saying anything for the podcast, but you're just moving across the plane.
So what you're saying is you enjoy not having to use the right stick.
Yes, and I'm actually playing mouse and keyboard with it, which is a new skill for me. I've gotten better at it thanks to Fortnite. When no build mode became a thing, I made it my duty to play more mouse and keyboard in Fortnite, so I think that's carried over to shooters. I will say the movement is very fast. The movement is very, very fast. I'm saying that as someone whose first Doom game was Doom 3 all the way back in 2004, 2005, so coming up on the 20-year anniversary of that. And I also like soundtrack. I like the simple metal as you're going through the demons. I just have a new appreciation for these old first-person shooters. On top of Doom, I'm playing this other little known game. You know, if you blinked, you missed it. There and gone. From the people behind Steam, a little company called Steam. From Valve, the company's called Valve, led by a little fella named Gabe Newell.
Jesus Christ, Nick, get on with
Yeah,
it.
you can just go on with it. I'm stepping out.
Half-Life. I'm playing Half-Life. So I bought the orange box. I think a bunch of the Half-Life games were free because of the new documentary that just came out for the second game. So I was just fucking, I'm buying them all. I think I even got Portal 2. I need to double check that now I think about it. But the only one I've had time for is Half-Life. I'm about 2 hours in. Again, super simple game. You're just wheeling through your weapons. You've got the pistol, you got the shotgun. You're not aiming down the sights. I know that was something that once we got it as a hobby, once you got a game aiming down the sights, you didn't want to go back, right? You're like, no, I can't go back. But now that I'm playing these older games, I'm like, no, I can go back. This is kind of nice. I think the game defaults to auto assist with aiming. because so this game very early on you're fighting a lot of the head crabs, and they're little tiny guys. They're little tiny guys. So sometimes you're gonna miss them. You're gonna waste some ammo trying to shoot at them as they launch for your head. Gordon Freeman, super sneaky, quiet little guy. Doesn't really do a lot of talking. I like the setting of Black Mesa, guys. I think I'm first person shooter pilled right now. I think I just want to play a bunch of first person shooters, like the defining ones, like the Doom, the Half-Life. I want to go back and check out some Quake games, Wolfenstein. I want to go back and play Titanfall 2. Yes, that one is a defining fucking first person shooter. Fuck everyone else if you don't agree. Yeah, I just want to go back and play all these. I also started the Half-Life 2 documentary. I'm about 30 minutes in. Just a lot of inside baseball stuff from a bunch of old dudes.
I love how you're like, oh, I want to play all these very 80s, 90s generic. They all basically were the same engine game. And then you throw Titanfall 2 in there, and I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck?
I just want to explore. I want to go back and explore. I want to play Black. Black is a game that, like a lot of people talk about. Like it's not defining, but I kind of want to see like what they did right, what they did wrong. I want to go back.
You sound like every freaking senior in high school is about to go to college. Man, I can't wait to just, I want to experiment and try some shit, man.
I'm going to get weird. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Mag. We're going to play Mag.
Are you going to play Mag while you kiss your boyfriend?
Hell yeah. All 100 of them.
I mean, that sounds very college-y.
Yeah. Shooters, man. Like, I also had a wild hair. I want to play the First Resistance because I remember digging the shit out of that First Resistance back in, well, I played it in 2010, but 2006 is when I think that came out, or 2007. But I want to play these old, no aiming down the sights first-person shooters for the most part. It's a disease, but I love it.
I suppose you could aim down the...
Which one?
Resistance.
Not that first one.
I thought you could.
They didn't add it till the second one.
Nick, I'm surprised you haven't tried running Doom on like something old or something just odd.
Or just anything in general at this point, because that's what everybody does. Yeah. Like the test. Can it run Doom? The fact that they can get a pregnancy, the blue, what's the brand?
It's just blue.
I think it's just blue, Josh.
The fact that they got that and they were able to let you play Doom on the screen that tells you if you're pregnant or not, that's fucking awesome.
We are sick individuals, but onward, we put Doom on everything. I don't know why you guys think I would have the audacity to do that. I can barely get Game Pass running on my Steam Deck, so...
Did you actually get it running, or is it still sitting there not running?
I've tried a few times. I think I've gotten close. Still not running. By the way, I'll pass it off to whoever's next. Did you guys see the white Steam Decks?
Yes, I kind of want one.
They look fucking nasty.
I kind of want one.
They look nasty.
You guys have Steam Decks? You guys have Steam Decks already? Oh.
They look nasty. Oh, Jake, go play your Nintendo 3DS, you fucking dork.
I don't even have that.
Go play Yoshi's Story or whatever the fuck. Yoshi's Cookie. Go play Yoshi's Cookie. Jake, I'm going to pass it off to you because then you can pass it off to your twin. There you go.
I'd say, so, I'm still playing Brawl Stars, Angels versus Demons. It's pretty cool. I like it. TFT, the new set starts tomorrow. I'm excited. I've been playing the testing server. It's all about Arcane. It's exciting. Good stuff. It's kind of a new learning curve, but I'm getting used to it. We'll see. Let's see how high I climb tomorrow. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine for the first time.
It's good.
It's okay.
Oh, Jacob.
It's okay.
It looks campy.
You haven't seen it either?
No, I haven't. I've
seen it twice. I enjoy it.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Not yet.
Yes.
I don't think.
Yes, it is. It is. That's how I watched it. So I watched it twice. It was like, it was a good watch, but I feel like there was just some of it was just forced. I feel like it was kind of like, let's add Deadpool to the Loki story, kind of. That's pretty much what it was.
Well, I mean, they have to introduce him somehow.
And then I hate how almost every scene was a different, song. Let's play this song. Let's play that song. Like, it's just every genre song.
That's how I felt about No Way Home. How long ago was that now? Like 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's cool that they're doing this, and like, it's just from a business standpoint and like a rights standpoint that they're able to pull this off and make the schedule work for everybody. That's awesome. But they're just doing memes now. Like, they're seriously just doing memes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so over this. I'm so over. Like, I've wanted you to do something interesting with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and this is the most interesting thing you've done, aside from his identity being spoiled that second movie. But this is just you guys are just doing the things like, hey, you know that meme where they all point at each other? Hey, you know that meme where William Defoe says he's somewhat of a scientist himself? Hey, you know how we all made fun of Jamie Foxx's Electro?
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know what Disney's doing because honestly, they can't do Star Wars right now. They're just throwing random stuff out and thinking that it's gonna work. Uh, Marvel is kind of eh. Oh, Deadpool Wolverine rated R. Yeah, let's do it. Eh. I mean, I'm excited for Daredevil, and Daredevil might be cool.
no,
Daredevil will
but
be
they're gonna do the
sick.
guys. If you guys are gonna shit on it, they're gonna do the memes. That's all they're gonna do. It's gonna be awful.
No, see, Daredevil, they've gone back to the drawing board multiple times. There was a point where they weren't bringing the two side characters. Basically, they weren't bringing Matt's two best friends back. And then something happened, I want to say last year, where they're like, we're going back to the drawing board, and now they're bringing everybody back. So I'm like, now I'm interested again. But
Hmm.
I do hear that Agatha All Along did pretty well. The few people
Dude,
I know who
Yeah,
watched it were like, I like it. It had some good stuff in it.
I heard it was okay too. I mean, I probably might give it a shot just because I like to finish things. I've seen almost every Marvel thing besides, well, a good handful. Um, but I mean, they were like, "Oh, it's the first female kiss
Is it
in
really?
Marvel."
please tell me it's Aubrey Plaza.
Yes.
That's two scenes now. I gotta watch it.
They, Josh, you're such a pig.
She's hot. I can't help it. She's crazy hot.
No, that was also, I believe that was also the first back. That was first butt. I think that was the first full nude butt in the Mar. Oh wait, second they did a Love and Thunder had a Hemsworth butt. So
You flick too hard.
the pilot the
Oh
pilot for
yeah,
this had
true.
had full butt, and it was a good butt. I hear Marvel's got the good butts in them. Yeah, the TV shows, I haven't watched anything since that first year. So I watched WandaVision. I did the Captain America and Falcon and
Falcon
Winter
and the Winter
Soldier.
Soldier. Yep.
I did Hawkeye. What else was that first year?
Loki.
I didn't do Loki. I skipped Loki.
See, I think it was WandaVision and Loki were by far the best that they've released.
I liked the stuff I saw in the first year. I liked it. I liked Hawkeye. I liked what they were doing with that. I liked the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was like uneven in parts, but I thought they were doing, like, if they
I
were
mean,
trying to
you
do
could.
if they're trying to do a spoof or a send up of the Winter Soldier, the movie Winter Soldier, and make it a little more like hammy, I thought they did a good job.
I think because they had to cut back on a lot of stuff, it definitely felt uneven. But what can you really do about it?
Well, and they had, so that show did have, um the major attack was like an airborne thing, and that
Yeah.
was right around COVID. And I've heard it both ways. I've heard that like people saying that stuff had to be cut back wasn't true, and then I've also heard people say that it was true. So I don't know what to believe, but I liked it for what it was. I thought what were they called? The Flag Smashers. I liked them as an enemy, but otherwise, hmm. Jake, you got anything else for us?
No, it's pretty much it. Arcane, all that stuff.
We'll get to save the Arcane there, buddy. Save the Arcane. Josh, what have you been up to?
Well, I'll make it very easy for everybody. It was a very, very bit stressful week and long weekend. I D&D'd, so I didn't get to play as much, but I did get to play a little bit of OTG off the grid. And
Time out. You said
wait,
you D&D'd this week. How was your
I-
D&D?
good. I am the only lawful person in the group, so it's very hard for me to do anything. So I basically just end up rolling with whatever everybody else wants to do.
You're the hard ass. You're like that we shouldn't steal this bread.
I'm actually neutral, so I'm not like not trying to like, be chaotic, but I'm also not like, oh, we should return the money. Oh, we stole 3,000 gold. Of course, I'm gonna fucking take that shit.
Oh, if I was gonna relate you to a Mass Effect character, you are Jake, who is he if he's a Mass Effect character? Is he Garrett? Is he Garrus?
Any of them that dies.
Jesus. If you play that
Well, it
second
depends on
one,
who you save.
if you play that
Depends on who
second
you
one
save.
wrong, everybody dies.
Well then, I don't have to choose, do I?
Josh, yeah, you're
Jesus.
Garrus. You're a cop, but you have to calibrate. I forget what he always said. Yeah, I have to do some calibrations.
Yeah, but I'm basically the guy who's just like, all right, let's do it.
This is a bad idea, but let's go.
And I'm a what do they call it? They keep thinking they changed the name, but they didn't. I'm a Dragonborn.
Okay. What kind of adventure did you guys get into this week?
Climbed a tower and fought a cult.
A cult? Like a horse?
No, like a cult of individuals in robes and shit.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, you guys went up there just to fight a single horse. How'd the horse
Damn
get
horse,
in the
man.
tower?
Yo, fuck this horse.
Yo, this horse has to go.
No, we messed up our dungeon master's plan, and we started at the top of the tower, and we're actually supposed to work our way up, but we were actually already at the top, and we ended up finding the head guy there. And
Right
almost
away?
died. Yeah. We are all level 3, and the guy's like level 7, I think, or 8.
Is your dungeon master a pretty patient person, or are they like, you motherfuckers?
He is, but literally before we start the campaign, he's like, all right, guys, here's the deal. We can't be murder hobos like we always are. You can't just murder everything and steal everything. One of the people wants to constantly fuck anybody and everybody.
There's always that one person.
Well, it's
Oh,
his
yeah,
wife,
there
which
is.
makes it 10 times better. Well, in her defense, he goes, he's giving a description of the guy, and he goes, he's very daddy. And she's like, daddy?
Daddy?
So she's like, can I like fuck him? And he goes, no, no, I'm not gonna make a whole mechanic for you to fuck this guy.
Okay, one more question, then we'll get back to the OTG and Evil Within. Can you peg somebody in D&D?
If your DM is willing, yes.
Okay, so is it? But you have to have a high roll to pull it off, right?
Let me be this. Let me lay it out. Let me lay it out for you.
Put it on.
The second time I DM'd, I allowed one of my guys to basically get on a horse and have his horse fuck somebody to death.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Was this person that they fucked to death an evil mage or something?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, they were an evil sorcerer. So yes.
Since they were evil, since it was an evil sorcerer, we'll allow it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Since they were evil. Now, if you said they weren't evil, I'd be like, all right, we got to cut it from the podcast.
And of course, I had to get into great detail. I had to explain the veiny cock that went inside of him.
Okay, that's enough for Josh.
Did the
We
horse?
don't care what games. We don't care what games you're playing right now.
I mean, this thing was fucking hung. I drew a picture.
Did the horse have a name? Did the hung horse have a name?
No.
You should have named that horse. Jesus Christ.
I had to draw a line somewhere, and that's where I was like, okay, we're not gonna give this horse a name. I actually ended up killing the horse like 5 minutes later.
I have a hard time figuring out where you even you didn't even have a line. There's no line.
There is a line. It's like it was drawn years ago, so no one actually knows where it is, but I have an idea where it's at.
You know, I made a character sheet with Josh one time, and then he never used it. We never used it. I think he's jerking off to my character sheet somewhere.
Did we?
We did. It was during COVID.
I don't remember that, but okay.
We did. I can probably hunt it down somewhere on my laptop. We should do, after Goaty, we should do some D&D episodes.
I told you guys I would DM for you. I just need you to be committed.
We gotta get in here. We gotta do some D&D. That
We don't even have
Josh,
to-
you're always asking. You're like, we need to record just in case we can't record. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, Josh.
Convince the other two. I'll make you guys a campaign. I'll get you through it all.
If we can't get the other two, I can get some hard drive people. I'm sure. Just
As
no
long as
horses
they're
fucking
no.
anybody.
Well, I will probably just allow anything, so they have to be able to withstand just about anything. Literally, if they're like, "Yeah, I want to build a nuclear bomb," I will somehow make it a mechanic.
It's the hard drive
But the
people.
nuclear
They're
the,
DTF.
the nuclear bomb is up Josh's ass, who is also a horseman.
You need 3 hands to insert it my ass before you can make a nuclear bomb.
You
need
need
to roll a
to
17.
you need to roll a natural 20 to peg Josh with the atomic peg.
I got a nat 20, but I got a +2 in charisma. Oh fuck! All right, well. Shit.
OTG, OTG, OTG.
OTG.
You
Yeah.
hit a 21, you get the G spot.
Oh no, is this our ass
Oh,
play? Is this our ass play episode?
Bonus action. Bonus action. OTG. I didn't get to play much of it, but I did play a little bit. Nothing really changed there, except for there's definitely metas coming from it, and it's getting very frustrating.
Oh, is what it's happened. So what's happening to it is what happens to all these games. The annoying people come in and min max everything, and they're like, "Well, actually, this is the build that this is the build you need to win."
So first off, there is an official clan that plays it. They're the Merc or Mercs.
What are they? 12?
I don't. Hold on, it gets a lot worse. The 2 biggest metas that are currently out there that I've seen just about everybody do. There is a arm ability called Phosphorus Fury that basically just shoots an explosive dart at somebody and then explodes.
That's
and then
cool.
it causes a fiery damage. If you hit them directly and it connects, it's an instant down, no matter what you have.
That seems a bit OP.
Oh yeah. So the thing with that is that people like to fly around, and they'll like turn off their jetpack so they can use their ability, shoot it at you, and then fly again.
Yeah, it sounds like it needs a fix.
Then the second one is, it's called Paralysis. Basically similar concept, except when you use it, not only does it give you a radius of everybody that's around you, and you can see them like through walls and stuff, but you can actually shoot like a little taser at them, and it electrifies the area, not allowing them to use any of their abilities or move very well until they get out of it, or their jetpacks.
And this game is
It's
trios,
so similar
right?
concept.
You play trios or
trios.
duos or whatever.
Trios. Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I could see that being, because if you shoot someone, the likelihood is that you're pretty close to a teammate, and then that person's also getting caught in that AoE, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating because that's the 2 things. And if they're not flying around doing it, they have like that's called road runners, and it's just basically their sprint goes super fast. They'll do that. They'll run really quick, shoot you with it, and then run again.
This is the crypto game, right?
That is a crypto game.
And people have been very vocal about this bullshit. I've got these metas.
I will admit there have been times where I have screamed at my computer, and we've told teammates who do it that they're pussies. Yes.
Well, you would think, because the game, with it being tied to crypto, it needs the numbers to be successful. So if they like even catch a whiff of anything being fucky, they're like, we got to fix that before the crypto loses its value.
Yeah. So, and I can tell you now, especially since it's been out where it's been a beta released, you can tell the numbers are dwindling, especially during the week. On a weekend, like, yeah, it's popping, but like I've played on a Tuesday. Like, I'll probably play after this, and it'll be like, I think a max lobby is 60 people, and I would probably only have like 40 people in the lobby.
And wait, so it doesn't go up to 100 like a normal.
No.
Okay. So it's already smaller player pools.
Now, but they're different. So they took on what Warzone was doing for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it, but you basically can continuously respawn as long as you have a teammate alive up to a certain point, and then after the zone gets to a certain point, then you actually have to buy them back in after their death.
So how do people get back in this one? I don't think we ever talked about it. Is it a gulag? Do they do a gulag?
No. So there's like a little console you have to run to and buy them back in. So basically Warzone.
Oh, okay. It's also kind of like Fortnite. You know, you got the reboot van. You grab their card and you reboot them at the van.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, man. You should play some Fortnite with me.
That sounds awful.
And then you're still going through Evil Within?
Yes, except for I'm not very far. I just finished chapter 4.
Okay. I don't know what that.
That's the one where after the village, right after the village, you go to the doctor's brother's like hospice, basically.
Man, do you think we get another Evil Within now that Tango is like free from Microsoft?
I kind of hope so.
Because they're obviously working on Hi-Fi Rush 2. That's gonna be like the first thing they pump out. I don't know, man. I just got they put Epic had Ghostwire Tokyo for free a few weeks ago, and I picked that up. So
It's a good game.
Tango's got a really good back catalog. So when you have a year like this year and you have Microsoft dumping off a developer who had like pretty solid games and like we're starting to build like a catalog of IP. You're like, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, you can tell the Evil Within was probably like one of their first big games. Like, you can see it in some of the shit that they did. Like, the one thing that cracks me up every time, anytime something like scary happens,
Mhm.
Sebastian goes,
I
and you
remember
can't move.
I remember his reactions. They did even back when that game came out. I was like, this is weird. Like, why are they making him react?
Like, don't get me wrong. The first time he reacted, it's like, okay, yeah, it made sense. Like, why he's like, well, what the fuck was that? But then there are times where you're just like, wait, what? It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, at first you're like, he just like me for real. And then after a while, you're like, stop it, run.
Dude, we get it. You're scared.
You're
Guess what? I was scared 5 seconds ago, but now I'm sitting here going, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Get your ass moving.
After the first one, the adrenaline should kick in, and we shouldn't be like questioning what the fuck is going on. It should be like, oh, there's shit. Get the fuck out.
Which I admit they did fix it. I mean, 2 is honestly so fucking good. Like, and there's so much that still needs to be explained that they haven't done yet. So, like, there's so much they have to go with it. I just hope that eventually we do get an Evil Within 3.
Maybe. I think they have to prove themselves with Hi-Fi Rush first, but they might also have like, I don't know how many people actually care. Was it 50 or something? So it might be all hands on deck for one project, and then
Which is fine. I mean, I can see that. They have proof concept. Go ahead and do it. Get yourself some money, make that bread, then come back and do Evil Within 3.
all right, Josh. Anything else on the games?
Now, let's get into the news.
All right, let's get to the news. What do you got here first?
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
All right. Day before developer accused of using AI to make new game. This is a Game Rant article written by Charming Holiday. Love the name.
Great name, Charming.
So there is an update as of today. When I pulled the article last night, there wasn't. But Fantastic has reached out to clarify that no AI has been used in the development of its new game items. The comment in the Discord server was from a fan and not an actual Fantastic developer. Which I don't know if I believe them on that.
I believe like both things are shitty in this because Fantastic the day before, for those who don't remember, that was the game with like the bonkers like trailers, right? That everyone's like, oh my god, this is like a zombie like almost MMO type game that's coming out, and then it came out and then it was pulled pretty quickly, if I remember right.
Like not even out
Like
for
not even a day.
Yeah, they got pulled pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, so they were being accused here of using AI, but it seems like that was just a wackadoo running amok in their Discord.
But at the same time, that seems very believable, seeing as they had so much controversy with the day before. Like, it wouldn't be like someone could be like, "Oh yeah, they're doing that." I'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and agree with them. Like, yeah,
I could see it.
Man, how was the day before? It's been a year. It's been a
I
year.
know it's crazy.
Man, that came and went so fast, and now we're here a year later, and they're still in the news.
The year after.
Look at all this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust anything they bring out. Like, it would be one thing if it was just like people were shitting on it and it ended up being like a cult classic. I'd be like, okay, yeah. But the fact that they didn't even give it a day and people were just shitting on it. Like, okay, yeah, anything you release now is probably not going to be the best. I'm going to have to wait and see before I say anything. But anything that comes out of it, I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, even with this fan going AWOL and like doing that shit, like anything that sounds like something fucky that these guys would do, you're gonna latch onto and believe until someone's like, no, yeah,
Prove it otherwise.
right.
because words at this point mean nothing to me. Like you have to go in here and be like, yeah, no, here's the person who made it. Here's all the designs. They're going to talk about it for like an hour. Great.
Guys, we swear it's coming out. What's next?
Assassin's Creed game from nearly a decade ago is getting a 60 frames per second patch. That's right. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. First off, this is a GameSpot article written by Cameron
Coke.
I'm going to go Cock because Cock sounds awesome. Yeah, that's right.
No,
First off, I didn't realize Syndicate was from 2015.
Yeah, we're pushing 10 years now. Syndicate was like one of the last well-liked ones before they got in, before they started doing the Souls-likes versions of Assassin's Creed.
The open world, yeah.
Because it was Syndicate, and I forget what was after Syndicate.
It was Origins, I thought, wasn't it?
Was it Origins? Because I think they took a break after Syndicate.
Yeah, so it went Origins, then it went Odyssey, then Valhalla, and then now it's...
I'm on the release history page. So yeah, 2015 was Syndicate. They took 2016 off. They were like an election year. We need time off. 2017 was Origin. 2018 was Odyssey. 2020 was Valhalla. 2023 was Mirage. Oh wow, yeah, we got a 3-year break because of COVID. Thank you, COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is 2025. I think that's the smaller one coming out. And then
I thought that was the bigger one coming out.
Before Syndicate was Unity and Rogue, Black Flag. Yeah, so we got a nice little break. Wow, I can't believe we got that big old break.
I can.
But you know what? This is one of the better ones. Not to keep using this phrase, which is overused these days, but this is one of the good ones.
Well, here's the most baffling part, though. So if you get it on the PlayStation, the update, it's only it's 3/4 of a gigabyte. But you get it on the Xbox, and it's a nearly 32 gigabyte update.
Did they say why there's a different? No, didn't give a different reason.
They didn't even really give a reason of why they were doing it. They just one day, like, hey guys, we're gonna give this a new update for 4K.
I mean, Ubisoft right now is like spiraling. They're a hot mess. They've kind of they have an identity crisis, but they don't. Their identity crisis is their identity sucks.
So I was thinking about it the other day. And I was like, you know what? What's a great analogy for what they're doing right now? Remember the old Adam West Batman movie?
Yeah.
It's basically the scene where he's carrying the bomb around the port and he's trying to dump it. And everywhere he goes, there's always something. And he's like, well, fuck. And he has to run around. That's basically what's going on at Ubisoft right now.
I liken it to, you guys have all seen 30 Rock, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is them going back. Like, there's the episode of Liz Lemon going back to high school and like playing like, oh, I was the nice one. Everyone was mean to me, but turns out she was mean to everybody. This is Assassin's Creed, like reinventing the narrative. Like, no. Syndicate was always this amazing game that ran really well.
We're looking at rose-tinted glasses, okay?
Josh, if you pull another Ubisoft story next week.
Hey, at least my me wasn't Ubisoft this week.
This was a nicer week. This is a nicer week. I will give you that.
I mean, speaking of like games, Ubisoft games and all stuff. I mean, it's not really Ubisoft, but like, you guys see the nominations for Game of the Year?
Yeah, we're actually going to get into those here in a little bit.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
On you. Moving on so we can get to it faster. Silent Hill 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor among several games with PS5 Pro issues.
Speaking of fucking Ubisoft.
Yes. This is an IGN article written by Ryan Dinsdale, and I loved their little caption, Mo money, mo problems. Love it.
Yeah, so what's the issue? I heard about this. I didn't get to read into it. What's the issue with these pro versions of these games?
So basically, there's a lot of graphical issues. The big one that I've noticed, I've heard a lot more, is the flickering effect.
Oh,
You'll be playing, and you're basically using a strobe while you're playing.
I had similar issues. This is basically me with Alan Wake 2 on my PC. That thing ran like dog shit at launch.
Yeah. They also complained about a bunch of other games like Spider-Man 2, Stellar Blade, Alan Wake 2, the image quality problems, like things were starting to look very patchy or the foliage looked awful, basically. It very much looked like PS2 graphics almost.
Well, and the funny thing is, leading into this, everyone was like, "Oh, the original version of this game looks better than what it looks like on the Pro." I think they were saying that for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. If like I think someone sat down and pulled like the like if there's a PS4 or not PS4, they'll pull out the PlayStation 5 copy. They did the PS4 Pro if they had a copy of it, and then they did the PS5 Pro. And a lot of times if not the original but the PS4 Pro did a lot better.
I think this will be the last Pro console we see. I really
Yeah.
do.
I'm actually kind of happy Xbox didn't do it. However, I do question the Xbox Series X discless. Seems very like okay.
It's funny because the hubris of Microsoft the last generation. Remember Scorpio? Remember how the one E3 they didn't even like announce it properly. Like, we're gonna have all these developers talk about the power of Scorpio, but not actually announce anything. And then they announced it the next year, and like we still didn't really see gameplay at that point, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's just like,
Yep.
what are we doing here? Just fucking announce the fucking thing. What? Come on. And that was what was that? The Xbox One X.
Yeah.
And that's where things got even more confusing. It's like, well, because there's two X's in Xbox, so it can't be the one X. Fucking. If we're gonna keep talking about pro consoles, I'm gonna get angry. Can we move?
Yeah, we're gonna move forward.
I got you. Gaming on a Chromebook.
Last on the list, Steam is an unsafe place for teens and young adults. U.S. Senator Warren's Gabe Newell.
So this is not the Steam story I thought you would pull this week. I thought you would, mention something about the surprise launch of the documentary. But Andy Chalk here from PC Gamer, U.S. Senator Mark Warner comes less than a week after an ADL report accusing Steam of normalizing hate, extremism, and gaming community. I honestly haven't, and I frequent game I will hop into like a game I'm playing and hop into the community to see like what people are talking about, what people are doing. It's mostly weebs just being weebs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like the hateful side of it. But still Steam, I agree, is very unsafe. I've been saying this for years. People are finally listening.
I mean,
go ahead,
so,
Josh.
I agree with the weeb part because literally you go into any game that has a female character, by God, there is Rule 34 everywhere for it. Jesus Christ.
Now I haven't seen the Rule 34 stuff, but you will see like whenever I was big in playing Iron Harvest, like if you hopped on community, like there would be like the weeb, like someone drew Anna with the bear, and it's very like ooh 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 ooh. But I never saw any of the Rule 34 stuff. I thought Steam was pretty good about getting that out of there.
I've seen it all.
What games? What games?
Sex with Hitler 3D.
Well, that's because it's because it's Sex with Hitler 3D. But seriously, are there any games that you can name where I can research?
Here, let me just pull up Steam right now.
Don't say Super Meat Boy because I know there are none. Or Shovel Knight. There are.
Are you sure about that?
Let me take that back.
Okay, not so much. This is not anything that I don't think we can show, Nick, but I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick with you so you can guess. Are you gonna?
Oh no, you don't do that. Don't just post a picture to the Discord.
Goddamn, it's gonna make me save as a screenshot.
Yep, and we will all know what you were looking at.
Where's the save a screenshot?
I'm in moderator only. What game is this you're sending?
Final Fantasy 13.
Whoa.
Oh, it's final.
Like I said, it's not Rule 34, but like it's literally the first image on the community content.
Have you sent it yet?
Image at?
I'm trying to. I do save screenshot as, and nothing is popping up.
Are you doing the Shift Windows S?
No.
That's how I screenshot everything. It'll make you take the shot yourself. Look at me teaching you
Jake,
how to.
Did you pull it up already?
No, he was hoo-hooing me, talking shit about your computer skills. Man, this guy. It's a good thing I'm not asking Josh for porn. Like, hurry, I'm edging.
Dude,
I'm edging.
I'm Jesus Christ, I'm trying. Which channel am I putting it in?
Put it in moderator only.
The
Who do you
mod chill
regularly-
zone?
Who do you
Or the-
regularly go to, Nick, when you're edgy?
What?
Who do you regularly go to when you just tell them that you're edgy?
If I told you, it wouldn't be edging then, would it?
Like I said, not Rule 34, but literally the first image.
Well, it's not. That's just like pinup stuff.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying though, like that is like that's the start of it, and then you go down the rabbit hole of, oh my god, there's definitely porn.
Oh,
What is
I'm
this,
sure. Like this is
Instagram? This
th-
is basically Instagram.
this is softcore. I'm done edging. I'm off the edge right now. I thought you were sending the good. This is just.
Oh, you want me to send you the good?
All right, come on. Well, don't at me. You added me when you
Oh,
sent
come
that.
on.
Don't do
I
it.
didn't mean to at you. That was probably
Send this last thing, and then we're moving on.
no, we're just gonna move on. I'll find something better.
Mm,
I'll send it after the show.
after.
Well,
Don't
Okay,
say
but
that.
anyway,
Don't say that.
back to this.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
Back to the article. The only thing I can think of that they're talking about is something that since the release of, honestly, probably the 360. I know we talked about this yesterday, Nick, of like Black Ops, where you could create your own not gamer tag, but the picture you can make.
Yeah, there during the early 360 days, you would see some knuckleheads. Like you would have like your profile picture, and like mine was usually like something from Gears of War or Halo. But some people would break that shit and would put like straight up Nazi memorabilia up and be like, haha, it's a SWAT sticker. It's like, you're not cool, dude.
So, with my take on this article, I think they're just trying to target like just Steam, because they're like, oh, we don't have a good example, but all these games are on a launcher. Let's go after Steam. But Steam, honestly, in my opinion, isn't like that bad. It's not filled with hate. I mean, gamers, the gaming community is pretty toxic itself. I don't think you need to target a launcher for it. If anything, I felt like social media, like sites like X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, is probably more targeted compared to Steam.
Yeah,
sometimes
I haven't met a blue check mark that I like.
right, that's pretty much all of them are leaving or are already gone.
Hey, we're on
I mean,
Blue
yeah,
Sky
he's-
now. We're on Blue
I
Sky.
mean,
yeah, bro, this guy.
You could see porn on Twitter. And
I mean,
there's-
literally, some of the
one's taking
words
it
put
down.
on here, espo. I don't even know how to pronounce that word.
There's a lot of words we don't know how to pronounce.
Exposing neo-Nazi, extremist, racial supremacist, misogynistic, and other hateful sentiments.
For as hateful as gamers are, I will say, Steam is a very not muted, but very more subdued side of gamers, at least from my experience.
It's not loud.
Yeah, it's not like you're going. It's not the IGN comment section. Let me tell you that much.
I know. I would know.
Jake's part of that.
Jake, by the way, I have a secret IGN commenting page I use for a hard drive. I'm gonna see if you can sniff me out.
No, I don't waste my time.
I want to see if you can sniff me out. I don't do hateful stuff, so I should be easy to find if that's the case.
Wait, you're either the people that are like, oh, before GTA 6?
No. See, again, I'm being original and I'm not being hateful. So it shouldn't be hard to find me. You have 1 week. You have 1 week or I'll murder you.
I'm not giving you any satisfaction.
You will find me. No. I've been watching a lot of Always Sunny. You will call her.
Well, guess what? We've got a meme.
Josh is moving this thing right along. I don't even have to do. I can fucking quit the show. All right, Josh, what you got?
Me.
Time.
As you should.
We've got the great argument of Game of the Year. Nick picked Balatro. I picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. However, everybody's saying Elden Ring DLC. We have to stomp that shit out. Fuck them up.
As I titled the episode a few weeks ago, get this DLC out of my GOTY.
But it does beg. I've seen a lot of people comments, and it leads to a very baffling but truthful thought process of, do we let it in to basically show how terrible the gaming industry is that a DLC won Game of the Year? Or do we not include it and give these games that actually were good or, have the potential of being good that award that they deserve?
I think Ooh, I don't know why my mouse moved. I think the specifications. I think everything's just getting messy on the specification side. I think the Oscars do an okay job of this because you don't see short films getting nominated for Picture of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But then you get into music and you see it like broken down into genre. But then you're like, could this really be genre? Who's another one that's really bad about their specifications? It's either Golden Globes or the Emmys. Like, remember when The Martian won Best Comedy a few years ago, or it might have been 10 years ago at this point?
That's probably 10 years ago. Yeah.
So it's just getting like if you don't want DLC being nominated for Game of the Year, you need to do Best Expansion. But then the issue becomes Best Expansion. When you do that, are you actually going to have 5 expansions worth being nominated?
Well, here's how I see it. The DLC, I could kind of, there's an asterisk there, but this DLC, the Elden Ring DLC, it's pretty long compared to some of the games that are full games.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I could give them that, but also, I mean, it would be funny if it got Game of the Year. It'd be like 2 years in a row for Elden Ring. Anyway, my point is, it's got to be a full game. I'm tired of betas.
Yeah.
Getting nominated. For example, Multiverses won Best Fighting Game of the Year. And look what happened to it.
It's nominated again, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Paid. It's probably paid.
I want either Elden Ring or Balatro to win, just because, I mean, this has been a more lackluster year compared. Josh, remember 2023? You remember Game of the Year 2023? You remember how many games were on that list?
Too many.
That's not going to be an issue this year. It's not.
Honestly, I kind of want Balatro to win too, just because I want to see the little guy come in and be like, I made a fucking card game. Fuck every single one of you.
Well, and that's why when It Takes Two won back in 2021 and people were like, what? I was like, no, fuck everything else.
Yeah, that fucking makes sense. Yeah.
Let it fucking
we need that.
Yeah, fucking you eat this shit. Fucking
As
AAA.
much as I love Atlas and as much as I love Square Enix for their games, I'm sorry. I need the industry to be shaken up, and if it means you two losing Game of the Year for just 1 year, I'm totally fine with it. I need Balatro to come in and be like, I'm an indie developer. I fucking came in. I was relevant for like 4 or 5 months. People still talk about me. People still play me. Fuck you.
I'm pissed that Wordle never got nominated when it came out.
That's because they went from free to play to win.
No, you can play. Well, you know what? I have a subscription to it through my work.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
besides the
Exactly.
point. Besides the point. I do cheer for the little guys, so I'm pulling for Balatro, or it feels weird to call them the small guys, but Elden Ring. I'm pulling for From Software. So speaking of the Game of the Year nominations, the Game Award nominations did come out. There are, I want to say, 29 categories. We are not going to do them all. Let's do 5. Let's pick 5 right now.
You're right, 29, by the way.
29. Let's just pick 5. Obviously, we're going to do Game of the Year. Duh.
So let's go 4 more. Honestly, I want to bring it up just because I want to make fun of it. Where is it at? Best continuing, or was it? Yeah.
Best continuing. Where is it at?
I'm trying to find it.
I'm looking for it on my page. Best adaptation multiplayer. They don't have
Best ongoing. Second row.
There we go.
Option.
Best ongoing. Here we go.
Only because we got Destiny 2. Okay. Diablo 4. Okay, you still have me. Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
Fortnite. Helldivers 2.
That game just came out.
Exactly. Make that make sense. It doesn't. First off, that game does not count in my opinion. I'm sorry. Bye.
You don't get nominated for best ongoing in your first year.
No, like next year, yeah, okay, makes sense. Right, this year, go fuck yourself.
Might as well nominate Concord.
Go back to when Fortnite came out and see if they were on the best ongoing.
I don't think they were. I don't think this was a category yet.
Yeah, I don't think it was either.
I do think looking at this list, I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is going to win, but I think Fortnite deserves it for everything they're doing
I'd
right
say
now.
either FF14 or Fortnite. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind.
What about you, Jake?
I think it's gonna be 14.
14. All right, Josh, mark that down. We all said 14 on that one.
Yep.
Let's see here. Other category. Let's do for Jake. Jake's here. Let's do best fighting game. All right, nominated for best fighting game are Dragon Ball Sparking ! 0, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8.
Tekken 8.
I think it goes Tekken 8. First of all, we
Yeah.
need to talk about how ridiculously long these fighting game names. Like, you can say a fighting game name, and then a round you got beaten around in the meantime while you were trying to say the title of the game.
So, no one's talking about multiverses. Oh, they got a new season. Let's play for a day. Big whoop. Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, you're gonna get the old folk playing it, but no one's talking about it.
The old heads.
Grand Blue, that kind of just is there. It's like a hole in the wall.
I mean,
know.
that kind of recently came out too, right?
I don't know.
It's either that or I'm thinking of Guilty Gear. One of them just recently came out.
Now, Dragon Ball Sparking 0, the issue with that is, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's kind of cool and all that stuff, but like, it's really repetitive to where people are doing the same thing. People are playing the same characters. There's no balance. Like, if you're not Gogeta, like, you're like,
But
why
that's-
play? You're
That's
trolling.
literally been almost every fighting game known to man, though. At some point, people pick the same people.
People-
To
people
some
with
extent.
season.
The
with-
memes are just crazy. Like, people are just like, oh, this is what Sparking Zero is, and it's just after image. Everyone's just doing after image.
With it being press and then open to the public for voting, I do think it's split between Tekken and Dragon Ball. I want Tekken to win because it's like the one true fighting. I think Grand Blue is a pretty good fighting game. It's like one of those team fighters, right?
Yeah.
But I just think Tekken's the better game. But I do see Dragon Ball I can see Dragon Ball like sneaking in and taking it
It
with
just
the
has
popular
very
vote.
much recent bias to it. I mean, like, Tekken 8 was what, beginning of the year?
January.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that, like, it's more fresh minds for Dragon Ball, but the same people who are like, oh, Dragon Ball deserves to win are the same people who really suck at it and probably have already dropped the game.
No. The people that say that Dragon Ball deserves it are the same people that think Super was a great anime.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, Jake's coming for the super fans. I think Dragon Ball will get it, not deservingly so, but I think just the recency bias. I think people will hop on here and be like, wait a minute, Tekken 8 was this year? What? Dragon Ball, I don't care. So put me down for Dragon Ball, Josh. Jake wants Tekken. Josh, which way were you
I
going?
want Tekken as well.
You want Tekken as well. Josh, you pick one. What do you want?
Because we need the support, I want best community support.
Because we need a better community, he says.
We do.
Best community support. This is recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game update patches. There's Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Oh man, I've got two front runners here.
Fortnite.
I've got Helldivers 2 and No Man's Sky.
I got 14 and Helldivers 2.
See, I think I got Baldur's Gate 3 and Helldivers 2.
Now, see, if you had asked me like back when Helldivers was still going strong and everyone liked I can't even name the guy who was doing it. Who's the guy? The narrative guy? Yeah, see, that's part of the issue. Like, if it was still going strong, we would know that motherfucker's name. I want to say it's Mark. I don't know. I'm gonna go No Man's Sky, just because they're still fucking. They fucked up so bad when that came out, and they're still fucking. It's like we caught them cheating, and they're like, "I'm gonna do everything to make it right, baby," and they're putting the work in.
Jake.
I think it's gonna be Helldivers 2 or 14 still. I think I'm gonna go for Helldivers 2 because every time they tried to do something, like say the whole PSN bullshit, they reverted back to like, okay, we're not gonna do that.
Well, and you know what? I think people will look back and be like, "Hey, remember when they threw Sony under the bus for that shit?"
Yeah.
I think people will be like there will be a handful of people that are like that wasn't cool, but there will be way more people that'll be like, "No, that was fucking tight."
I'm gonna go through Baldur's Gate 3 just because it's already into this next year, and they're still constantly letting people know the updates. They even just let the console players know, like, hey, don't do too much of the modding because it's gonna really fuck up your console.
All right, so that's me with No Man's Sky, Jake with Helldivers 2, and Josh with Baldur's Gate 3. We are evenly split. I'm going to do one for me. I'm going to be bad. I want to do Best Indie Debut Game. And this is for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Dude, this is a fucking nuts category. This is going to be the one to fucking watch. Look at this. The nominees are Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. I've had time to dabble in all of these. Just a smidge, not like I know them all front to back. I do think Balatro is going to take this, but this is like a fucking close category.
I mean, honestly, just between the first three for sure.
I don't. The only one I know on there is Animal Well. All the other ones are kind of just meh. I always see is I keep on hearing things, even Easter eggs that people are finding in Animal Well that are pretty cool. So I'm gonna say Animal Well.
So I've got Balatro, Jake's got Animal Well, and Josh, you said what?
I'm gonna go with Balatro as well.
Balatro. I do want to see the other indie one. I want to see how close that one is too. So that was best debut indie game, and then there is another one, best independent game. And so the nominee. Okay, so this one's even stronger. Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei, and the Laser Eyes, Neva, UFO 50. People will not shut the fuck up about UFO 50.
I still think Balatro is gonna win though.
Yeah, you know what? I think when it comes to these smaller games, people only have so much bandwidth. And I think way more people have heard of Balatro than any of these other ones. UFO 50 would be close, but I do think Balatro wins this.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on saying Animal Well because that's the only one I know on these lists.
You, Josh, Balatro?
Balatro. Balatro's just gonna sweep whatever category it's in, basically.
On these categories, like, is there a mobile game category?
Is there a mobile game? Let's see.
Yeah, there is.
If you see it before me, let me know. Oh man, they make these really small.
Second row, third from the right.
Best mobile game.
I'm curious.
All right, best
Balatro's there. Balatro's gonna win.
nominated for best mobile game. We have AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenla's Zone Zero. I've actually heard of most of these.
I've heard the Pokemon game is pretty good. AFK Journey, I'm surprised this is even on the list. I mean, all you see is damn fake advertisements for it.
Yeah. So I played Zenless Zone Zero. It's okay. It's fun. I don't know. I lost track of it just because I prefer the other two games that Hoyoverse has. And the Withering Waves, I've seen a lot of it, and it definitely reminds me of Genshin Impact when it first came out, how big it was.
I wonder if that'll work on my phone. Let's find out. Hey, it's right here. 27K vote or rankings, and it's got 4.5 stars.
I mean, it looks beautiful too. Like it does remind me of early Genshin Impact when it first came out.
I'm split between Balatro and Pokemon, just because that trading card game is so fun. I'm gonna give it to Balatro.
Yes, I'm definitely giving it to Balatro.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Pokemon.
All right, do we want any more, or can we go on to Game of the Year?
Oh, no, let's go to Game of the Year. We still got to talk about Arcane, baby.
Arcane, baby. So Game of the Year, and the nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Nerd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio. I think Metaphor is, first of all, can I just get it out there? I think Metaphor's got some hardcore recency bias.
Very much so. I agree.
Hardcore. I think if Metaphor came out during the summer, that would have been one of those games that people played and were like, that was fun.
See, that's what people said about Persona 5, and it won Game of the Year that year, I'm pretty sure.
When was that, 2016?
2017?
Somewhere in there. I don't think Rebirth has a chance. I think Rebirth, people are fond of Final Fantasy VII, but I think it does the thing that the second part of a trilogy does. And it's kind of just okay. It's just what people expected. People were like, this is fine. I think Final Fantasy VII is going to get its flowers when the third one comes out. Do we have a name for that yet, by the way?
Nah, not that I'm aware of.
Final Fantasy Regurgitated.
Yeah.
Oh, don't shit on it.
Rebirth.
Regurgitated. Will Aerith come back again? I really do think this is a 2-horse race between Elden Ring and Balatro.
Yeah, as much as I love all the stuff that's coming from Astrobot and what they are doing with it, I just don't think it has the legs compared to Balatro and Elden Ring. And then Black Myth Wukong, I think people are just on a high from it because they're like, it's from an outside developer and it just did so good. And it's like, okay, guys, it was like mid-tier at best. Calm down.
And I could so it's a 3-horse race. It's Elden Ring, Balatro, Astrobot. I could see Astrobot being like man, the game journalists, man, the podcast I've listened to, the people that are drooling over Astrobot. I'm like, I get it, guys. You're horny. You're all horny for a mascot game. I get it. We don't have enough that aren't Nintendo. So I could see that sneaking in. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I've given it to Balatro and everything else it's been in. I'm giving it to Balatro here.
I am as well.
I gotta go with Elden Ring. Wukong, one of those games where everyone was kind of like, dude, game of the year. You guys aren't playing it anymore. No one's doing content on it. The game came and went.
Yeah.
The thing about
Elden Ring, people are still playing Elden Ring. I don't know.
The thing about Wukong is that most of the content made around it was like the Chad bros, the super right people that were like, you can't make games like this anymore because everything's woke. And they're like, oh, but Wukong you can do. They're like, Wukong's a good one. It's one of the good ones.
Which cracks me because it's like, you do know what the lore behind it is, right? Like,
I don't know it, but I'm not going to give you the chance to bring it up, Josh.
Yeah.
Here's my thing against Elden Ring.
Cause chaos, basically. It's nothing terrible.
I know. I'm just playing up a bit, Josh. I'm playing up a bit.
I don't think you are.
Elden Ring. You know how like the day after the election results, there was a Google surge of people that were like, "Did Joe Biden drop out?" You guys heard that in the news, right?
I did, yeah.
I think the day after the Game Awards, one of the highest search results would be like, "Did Elden Ring get DLC?"
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
People are just so unfucking formed.
So Astro Boy, is that like exclusively PS5?
Yeah, so that could be an issue because how many PS5s are out there compared to the PS4s, the Xbox?
I mean, same thing's being said about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's still currently on the PlayStation.
Well, yeah, and that one they didn't hit their sales like they wanted to. Remember?
Right. So I mean, no matter what, it's going to be released to PC for sure, just not yet.
Right. And I'm looking forward to it. 'Cause I'll play it here.
I mean, I want to see my Astro Boy or Astro Bot on my PS5 Pro. Okay.
I'm going Balatro, guys. This smells like Balatro.
I want Balatro just to sweep the field. I want to make. It's like I said, I love Square Enix. I love Atlas. I love Team Asobi. I want to see a third party come in here. It was so, and I'm not trying to shit on Balatro because Balatro looks like it's fucking entertaining, and I have the points racking up the sound, and it's stuck in my head. Like I could hear it and go, "That's Balatro." I can just hear it, and I'm like, "That's what's gonna happen when they fucking start getting the votes closing." Like it's just gonna be stacking on stacking on stacking.
Dude, that fucking sound, Jake,
If you heard the sound, Nick, I know Nick's hearing it in his head right now.
I'm hearing it in my head. I just charged my Steam Deck and now I'm like tempted. I'm like, I kind of want to play some Balatro.
I don't even play it, but I watch people play it all the time. I'm like, God damn it, this is addicting just to hear it.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And like you get some good fucking Joker cards and you feel like the fucking Joker. You go full Joker, Jake. You should play Balatro.
Listen. We live in an era where people want to be the first everything. So Elden Ring's gonna win, and then they're gonna be like, "This is the first game that won 2 games of the year in a row." What?
It didn't
Like,
do it in
I'm
a
telling
row.
you, it's
It's
just
been in a
gonna.
row.
Elden Ring won last year.
Elden Ring was 22, Jake.
Yeah.
And then who won
Baldur's
last
Gate
year?
won in 2023.
Baldur's Gate was last year, my
well,
friend.
it's gonna be the game that won 2 Game of the Year awards. How about that?
Jake has been locked in cryogenic freezing since he left the podcast. He still
Wait.
thought it was 20. He thought it was 2023.
Jake's the one googling. Did Elden
Did Elden
Elden
Ring get a
Ring-
DLC?
see?
I hope my Discord freezes again, and I don't come back.
So
Well, you're gonna miss the best part. We're gonna talk about Arcane.
so
Arc-
just
Act 2 Season 2.
just to recap on Game of the Year, Josh and I are going Balatro. Jake is going Astrobot. Game of the
I'm not
the
going Astro.
I'm sorry. Jake's going Elden Ring. The Game Awards are on December 12th. That's right around Goaty. So that's right around Goaty, not Goaty. So we'll circle back and explore those. I think we did that for Goaty last year, where we circled back, right, Josh?
We did, and then we also need to make our choices, like what we're gonna do.
For Goaty?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude. We'll get into that later. Stop. You're getting me excited. Stop it. Stop it.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so Act 2 of Arcane came out over the weekend. We've all watched it. If you need a recap, go watch the first act of Arcane or go listen to the first week of our discussion about that. Do you guys remember how the third episode closed out, by the way? It was the chest beating episode, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone was basically waiting for Caitlyn to be like,
I am a warrior.
Are we doing fascism? Are we doing fascism? And then Caitlin's like, I guess so. And
I
then
guess we're gonna do it. Yeah.
and then so it was who's the little orange fire hair girl's name? That's Melody. Maddie. Well, so she's sleeping with her boss essentially when this next act opens, and you're like, what about Vi? What about Vi?
Yeah, it's very much left field. Like, okay, like you guys like just broke up again. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so Caitlyn
That's
was
the
with
fastest rebound I've ever seen.
Caitlin's with Maddie. Yeah, the time hops, they don't really spell out how the time hops are working here. They don't really like sit down and hold your hand and be like, all right, it's been a year, or all right, it's been this long.
I mean, it's at least been if I had to guess, at least a month.
Okay. Jinx
Yeah.
at this point is in hiding. Her and Isha, who is the mute girl who saved her from Vi and Caitlyn, are living together. Isha is basically what Powder was to Vi, Issa is to Jinx.
Yep.
And so it's come full circle. She's now a mother character to this orphan. This first episode opens with Issa and a few other folks getting captured, right? They get captured by
Well, that's the end. Towards the end of it, it starts with the Blue Revolution, right? In the I forget what they call it, but the underworld, basically.
Jinxers or whatever.
Yeah, they call them Jinxers, and they're trying to reunite the underground under one cause rather than having. I think there's like 3 or 4 different factions.
I thought that was pretty cool because and the Jinxers are like they're big Jinx heads. They're dyeing their hair blue. They're spray painting stuff blue all around. And Jinx has gone into hiding, so like any chance to see Jinx is like a sign of hope for them. Jinx has become a symbol at this point. And there's in the beginning of this episode, Isha does get her hair dyed blue, and she's standing on a roof at one point during, I think it's like a small little scuffle, and they think she's Jinx, and she like does the fireworks that like signify that Jinx is there. And it's basically like people are like, fucking Jinx, we fucking love you, you're fucking bananas, we love you. And Jinx is very much not wanting to do any of that right now.
And she's like, Jinx is dead. Like I'm not Powder. I'm just a nobody.
I'm just trying to live my life. I know I killed all those people. I'm done. I'm done being that person. And I think she, she finds her humanity. She grounds herself and puts that in Isha. But Isha believes, like Isha didn't know Powder, but Isha knows Jinx. So Isha doesn't really understand why she's trying to push this away. It's like, no, this is who you are. Like, you're a down bitch. Like, be my down bitch I need you to be. What else happens that episode? It's a very Jinx-centered episode. Like, we don't really see... Like, Vi is not in this episode at all.
No, but we do get introduced to... what's his name? The doctor. Jake, help us out here.
Jake, help.
Help.
Jake,
the doctor.
help.
You guys can read.
It's a Rictus,
I don't have it in
right?
front of me.
Not Rictus.
Singed.
Rictus is Ambessa's right hand, who does all her meddling. Because Jace, Echo, and Heimdinger are just gone at this point. We don't see them for a little bit. Is it Savika? No. Who is that guy? Jake, help us. Come on.
Jake's Googling it right now, too.
Jake doesn't fucking know.
No,
Jake's
it's singed. It's singed.
Singed?
But is that his actual name?
Yes, it's Singed.
Anyway, he finally gets introduced.
He gets introduced. He does some blood shit, and you're like, okay, why is he cuts his hand and he's leaving blood trails, and you're like, why is he doing this? Well, it turns out the beast we saw all through the end of episodes in Act 1 was this beast that he brought back to life, and he activates through cutting his hand. And so there's this whole prison break, which I thought the prison break was really cool. Jinx breaks in. I think she breaks in with Savika, who she gave the gambling arm to in Act 1. They break in, they go to get Issa back, and this beast is attacking the guards. It's killing people. It even attacks Ambessa, I believe, at one point, but she survives.
No, it attacks her guards.
Because she's standing at the door. Okay, then it attacks. Okay. And it gets down and it goes to fight. And Jinx is like, get Issa out of here. I will fight this monster. And then the monster recognizes Jinx, and we find out that this is Vander from the very first season. He's been dead for half the series, and it's a pretty big moment. And then we hop right into anything on that episode before we hop into the next one.
So Ambessa does get attacked by Vander. You could see it on her mask. I think you could see it in the next episode or at the end of the episode that she's got claw marks.
I thought she ran when it attacked finally, because she was at the door when it happened.
It came at her, but I don't think it actually.
I know it killed her guards.
Yeah, it killed everyone that was out there.
Yeah.
And then, so what I thought was interesting was that if you turn on closed captioning, Warwick Vander, well, you don't know that they call it Warwick unless you saw the captioning, because nothing was ever said what its name was. It was
He just calls it the Beast.
Yeah.
I do hate that captions tend to give stuff away like that.
Yeah, they do. Another thing I did not like was the way they made Vander look. That does not look like Warwick in the game.
He looks very Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, he looks more. He's got more of a human-like face, not like a werewolf like they do in the game.
Anything else on this episode, Josh?
No, I think we're going to move on to episode 5.
Blisters and Bedrock, which, by the way, is a great fucking name for an episode.
Fantastic name.
And the season has gotten me trained to where it's like, okay, this is going to be, they're going to say this in a song. Because it's happened a few times now, and it didn't happen. I was like, oh, this sounds like an Imagine Dragons song you could have put in here. Not getting that's a bad thing. But this episode opens, Vi is in a fight pit. She is drinking her life away. You hardly even recognize her because her hair is dyed black.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you realize the camera's focusing on the punches, you're like, oh, this is Vi. Immediately Jinx approaches her, and I thought this left me discombobulated because like, wow, we're jumping around really fast. She went from like the prison to being over here to getting her sister. Like it just felt like everyone was like mending their issues a little too fast for me. Which I get it. We've only got 9 episodes, so we have to move fast. But I don't know. I just wanted a little more breathing room. We find out the true identity of Singe is Korin Revik, which I guess if you're a League of Legends person, that means something. He was an academic who created Shimmer as one of the many attempts to cure his comatose and terminally ill daughter, Oriana. Again, means nothing to me. Does it mean anything to you, Jake or Josh, having played League in the past?
Not at least off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like Oriana if you like compare the two. So what I liked about this was a little bit of background story between Vander and Silco. And honestly, Silco looked a lot better without the little scar.
Yeah, he looked well off. And then the big reveal of that moment is that they were really good friends with Vi and Powder's mother.
Yep.
Which do you so Vander essentially named Violet. What did it feel like that it was hinting that Violet could actually be Vander's like biological daughter? Was anyone else getting that vibe?
Yeah, and I mean like, so they don't really explain like who got their mom knocked up besides I guess the guy that she was seeing.
I was
I
just
don't remember if they said a name.
well, there's their dad, so it's assumed that their dad, who was killed when the mom is killed as well, is their actual dad. But I don't know, just the way that scene was construed, I was like, wait a minute, did this motherfucker get his friend pregnant? Because at the beginning of that scene, she's playing a song, and he's like, oh, this song, and she was like, what, a girl can't play a song? And he's like, not this girl and not this song. I was like, this motherfucker's had his heart broken by this woman right here, and she announces her pregnancy, and I'm like, oh no, he's the dad. He like I immediately had that thought.
Well, not only that, but then he's like, Violet. I always loved that name. And it's like, okay. And then she named it Violet. It's like, okay, yeah.
I have friends who are women, and I've never named any of their children. I'm just saying.
I also want to mention she also drank alcohol before she was like, I'm pregnant. It's like,
did she?
No,
They
no,
handed.
I thought she
he switched
did.
it.
No,
he
there was a
switched
different drink.
well, no, they took a drink and then she goes, I'm pregnant. And then he swapped her drink.
She probably
No.
faked it.
No, they took a drink. She didn't lift her. She
I
lifted
thought
her
she
glass,
did
but
because
she went-
Silco didn't pick up his drink yet.
You
She
might
did
need to
drink.
rewatch that, Josh, because I don't remember her drinking anything.
I could have sworn she did because then she sits down and says, I'm pregnant. And he's like, here's a straw, here's some orange juice.
I like the name Violet. And again, I'm not saying that friends haven't named each other's babies. It was reading to me like, oh,
No, I agree.
He is her dad.
I agree that, yeah, it very much almost hinted at it. And then at the same time, I'm like, she does. I mean, obviously, he raised them since they were little,
Right.
or they've been around him since, since day one. So it's like she might have picked up some tendencies from him, but she very much like almost resembles as far as like just her mannerisms and stuff.
Well, and having
way
this
she
context
acts.
now, I wonder how, like, I would like to go back and watch the first season having this context now and just watching how comfortable everyone is. Because Powder's very comfortable with Silco. Vi's got is more comfortable with Vander. Yeah, I'd be interested. Like, that was a really cool reveal in the middle of the episode. Also in this, you have Mel, who's being held by Black Rose, which is a cult, right? Black Rose is a cult of people? Or is it a person?
No, I think
That's
it's a
his
cult of
entity.
people. It's something, and I thought it was kind of interesting that like, oh, it's her brother that they talked about, but ends up not being her brother.
Yeah, they're impersonating her brother. It turns out there's another daughter or another child of Mbessa that they're after, and it seems like they're going through all of Mbessa's other children to get to that child, if I'm remembering correctly. We don't really get much of that. We get a little, like, that's being teased out, and I imagine that's gonna be a big
The big
part of the
bad.
last act. I just wish we had
Well-
gotten a little more of it.
And someone did mention that 'cause I was reading a comment someone said on Twitter. They're like, man, there's like so much going on, and there's only 3 episodes left. I'm not sure you guys are able to give us all the answers within these last 3 episodes.
No, I think they'll leave a lot of cliffhangers, but I think that'll lead into their next project.
It's probably gonna be Noxus.
Yeah, I can see it.
So then to close out this episode, well, we get the Vi and Jinx get to spend time with Vander, and it's a very nice, touching moment. They all hug. Issa joins them in the hug. It's a very warm moment. And then the episode ends with Jace coming out of the Hex Vault. I'm sorry, he's released from the Wild Ruin. Sallow, who was one of the council. I guess he had lost the ability to use his legs after the attack from Jinx. He's now walking. His legs are all metal. He's retrieving something for Victor, and Jason's like, I'm sorry, Hal. I can't let you do that. And he hammers the motherfucker in the head, killing Sallow.
Yeah.
And he looks rough.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I think it kind of skips either time in there kind of goes faster, or he's been in there for X amount of time that, from the whole time skip or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would say it's been at least 2 months since we last saw him, for sure. It's been definitely been a month, but you can tell like he's been in there for a while.
It's the House of Leaves effect. Like, yeah, you may have, like, time may still be the same, but you're in this big space and like you're engulfed in it, and you've lost track of time because you're not near. It's back rooms. You're going crazy because of all this stuff you're learning. Episode closes with him killing. Anything on this episode before we move on to the last one?
I'll go right to it.
Let's go.
So Vi and Jinx and Vander and Isha are all now in Victor's commune. They've laid down their weapons. They're weapons free. Victor at the end of Act 1 has started healing the poor and the homeless, and he's starting to build this commune of people, and everyone looks happy, and everyone looks healthy compared to where we last saw them. And things on the outside are looking pretty nasty because Mbessa's getting ready to plan an attack. Caitlyn is there with her, and they actually capture Vi. Which let me go back a little bit. The episode opens up with Mbessa and Caitlyn kind of just having a little practice tussle, and there's a conversation in this moment about using power for violence. And I mean, it comes back tenfold later on. Oh, there goes a sneeze from Jakey.
I had to turn off the mic.
Of course. Thank you. We only know that it happened because I talked about it now. But yeah, so this fight comes back into play. Somebody actually on the subreddit posted the fight between Caitlyn and Mbessa, and then the fight between Caitlyn and Vi, and it's the exact same fight. It's the exact same, like, not the exact same animations, but it's like almost screen for screen, which I thought was pretty cool, but also probably a budget thing as well. So good on you.
Good on you guys.
So Caitlyn and Mbessa fighting, yeah, whatever. And then so Vi, Jinx, Issa, and Vander go to Victor to get him healed.
Right.
Victor's like, oh, I could do this, anything for him, or whatever. And, I guess he does it for a couple of days. I'm not sure. There's kind of a time lapse when he's doing it, trying to help him out. He's getting closer and closer to helping out Vander. And then Vi kind of walks out, and Caitlyn kind of like takes her in.
Well, don't forget, the whole reason that they're there is Mbessa wants the beast.
Yeah, because they traced the beast there.
Yes, and so, I mean, this is a 40-minute episode, but everything moves so fast through this episode. So we're there. They're trying to get healed. Victor's used all his powers up. He's got to rest up. He's got to eat a sensu beam, get everything back going. Caitlyn captures Vi, brings it to Mbessa. Turns out it's a double cross because Caitlyn's like, I'm nobody's lapdog. And again, this is another moment where we see Caitlyn, Vi, and Jinx all together after Vi escapes. And it just feels weird because it's like, yo, there's Jinx. She killed your mom. Now you're all buddy, like super quick. Like, they take
They
a
were
moment to
buddy. It's just they were just caught in the moment. They were fighting off Mbessa's right hand man,
right.
and then between that, it was the enforcers finally coming into the community and fighting.
Everyone and they have no weapons. Remember, their weapons not there. Um, so then the episode essentially ends with Issa taking Jinx's overloaded pistol. She has the little what's the little blue thing
Oh,
called?
you guys are skipping a lot here.
What do we
No,
see?
no, I
Okay,
didn't
go back,
skip.
Jake. Go back. Go back.
Okay,
Lead.
so Abyss's little right hand man goes towards well, first off, Singed. He works for Abyssa now.
Yep, he's annoying.
He wants to make sure that Vander doesn't get fixed. So he goes into the camp to put on some type of device to make sure that doesn't happen. Well, they take him down. I think it was Jinx.
No,
takes him down.
Caitlyn chokes him out.
Oh, yeah. Caitlyn chokes him out, and then Ambissa's big boy comes out and is like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna."
I knew you were gonna betray us. I'll fucking end you right now.
And then, Caitlyn goes to the fight with him, and then Jinx comes in and fights him, and then out of nowhere, Vander's like, "Whoa, don't touch my daughter," and then just like clocks him. And then around that time, Jace kills Victor.
Yeah, he blasts him with the hammer.
He Kamehameha his ass right in the face.
Kills Victor, and then that sends a chain of reaction to everyone that got healed or even touched by Victor. They all die, including Vander's reacting to it. That's when Abyssa comes in with her gang of goons, and then the whole sequence, everything's in chaos. And
Vander is like spewing out lava, basically.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty.
And then Isha sees that Jinx is in trouble or whatever, and she's like, "Hold on, I got this." Grabs a pistol, reload the
Hex
Tech
cores.
Hex core there.
and then goes up to Vander, aims up, and that's it.
Which she's dead, right? She's gonna be dead.
We don't know, but I feel like obviously it could be. Yeah, I'm excited for the next act. After watching, I went back and watched the trailer for season 2 to see if I could see stuff that I have seen and stuff that I haven't seen. Echo's gonna be back in this next act. I'm excited for that.
It does feel like Echo's gotten Echo and Heimerdinger, which the latter I could care less about, but it feels like they've gotten the short end of the stick. But maybe they'll be more featured moving forward.
And I wonder if he's gonna get his time device, because Echo in the game, he's the boy who, the boy of time. He basically has like a rewind ability.
He has it in the first season, doesn't he?
No, that's just like a little thing, like kind of a foreshadow.
So he wasn't using his power to like predict the fight before.
Nope.
I think he's smart enough. He could probably do like a Sherlock Holmes thing.
He had a clock and everything. He had the little clock and everything. I remember.
No, that was just like kind of a foreshadow of like his ability. If you played League of Legends, you know that he is all about time.
All right, well, maybe we'll get to see it.
Yeah, when he comes out of the Arcane or whatever, maybe he gets that ability. Like maybe like, oh hey, I figured this out. I don't know, but it's cool. Like there's a scene in the trailer where Echo is flying on the little hovercraft thing, and catches Vi. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them back. Any closing statements on Act 2, gentlemen?
I'm glad Victor died. Honestly, I kind of got annoyed with Victor. I know he's probably not actually dead. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he did get blasted, but in the game, he's more robotic. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Maybe he's gonna go through the Arcane and heal up and whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of glad. Victor was kind of annoying me. He's like, "Oh hey, I could do this. I can heal you." Yeah, he's doing it for the greater good, but JC saw it. He's like, "No, I have to stop you. Like this is all messed up. We made a mistake."
but it's weird because they've like flip flopped from each other. Like it was they were both excited about Hex Tech, and then Victor was like, "No, we shouldn't," and then Jason was like, "Yes, we should," and then it was like, "No, I'll never do it again." Now it's okay. Now we need to keep spreading it. Now it's okay. No, we can't spread it. We have to stop it. So it's like, Jesus Christ, you guys are doing a full circle the whole fucking time.
Well, then Jace has to kill his friend that he tried to save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Victor, I mean, his reason for like messing around with the hashtag is like, well, he's dying. Like he's like, what do I have to lose?
Well, and I think a lot of Act 2 is like trying to save someone that can't be saved, or stepping into a role that you're not you. So yeah, you have Jinx stepping out of her role of revolutionist and like trying to be a big sister or be a good sister to Isha. You have Vi just kind of turning her back on everything, and you have Caitlyn trying to be a fascist. You have Jace being bewildered and like being like, I have to stop it. And yeah, so I liked Act 2. I think everything moved a little fast for me, but I did ultimately like where the characters ended up.
I don't think it's just Act 2 alone. I think all season 2 has been that theme where I feel like season 1 was very much finding yourself and losing something.
Mm-hmm.
All season 2 has been becoming the thing you don't want to become. Vi didn't want to become an enforcer. She ended up becoming the enforcer. She also didn't want to lose everybody, but she ended up losing everybody. Caitlyn.
Look at Josh with the subtext. I like this, Josh.
It's I love it when a good story is being told and they're using all their devices. Like it's fascinating to see everything. And it's not like I'm not saying like the whole Jace Victor going full circle thing was bad. It's just very much no matter what they're only together in the very beginning, and ever since then they just played this round robin of like, okay, let's keep switching sides.
I like Hex Tech. No, I like it. No, I like it. Now I hate it. Now I hate. Yeah.
Like they were never on the same page after they found it. They literally have not been.
Well, go ahead, Jake.
I was say, anyone else thought that like with Jace like kind of dragging that hammer, he also was like an executioner?
Yeah. Just the way he came down on Salov's head, like it was just like, oh man, he fucking yammed that man. I felt terrible.
I would say by far that part of the story right now is the most fascinating. Like I want to know what happened in there and where the heck Hamildinger and Echo are at and what they've been seeing, because he clearly came back and there's something wrong with him. He is not himself, and he is talking to somebody that we have not been introduced yet to, that we know of.
I do wonder who, like, because we're building up to like everyone turning on. There's going to be a big bad, and I wonder, is that going to be the Black Rose? Is Jace going to be the big bad? Is it just going to be Mbessa, and that's who? Because I mean, it's been building up for Mbessa to be like the person that we're rooting against. But given the Black Rose and now what Jace has seen and what Jace has done, I'm like, who's the asshole here?
I think Mbessa is more of like okay, I'm the villain in the front, I'm what you see, and then whoever is in the background, Black Rose Rena, is the villain who's been like manipulating everything since the beginning. Because as far as we know, she infiltrated the trade because she took over the chief person, what's her name,
I know who you're talking about. She killed her and then like
guild,
and then basically made it look like it
seem like it was an assassin.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that really what's going to happen? Is Mbessa's like, okay, I'm right in front of you, I'm the physical problem, and then whoever the Black Rose is, whoever Jace is being led by, they're the actual manipulators of what's been going on this whole time, and Echo is the hero that we don't see. Like we see Vi and Jinx, they're the physical heroes, and Caitlyn, but then we see the true hero in the background, which is Echo.
I do think the series has moved on beyond like the Piltover versus Zahn or whatever the lower levels are called. I do think we're building into like, the bigger the bigger picture as opposed to just like here's the haves versus the have-nots. And I'm excited to see how it ends. We're just a few days away from the last 3 episodes, which we will cover next week. Jake, are you going to come back for that?
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think.
We'll see. It's Thanksgiving week. We'll see. We'll see if he comes back. Well, hey, let's wrap up the show. We made it to the end, everybody. That's right. We're at the end of the episode. Did anyone have anything they wanted to close out with, Josh?
I was just gonna say Act 2 has just been, honestly, this whole season's been fantastic. I can't wait to see what they do and what happens beyond Arcane.
Yeah, like I said last week, they're 2 for 2. Arcane and players, mwah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. You beautiful.
Probably one of the most exciting projects Riot has going on. I could care less about the fighting game or
You don't like
any of
Project
that.
L?
Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's actually called 2XKO.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it had a new name. I'm sorry.
I have the alpha.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alpha Boy. Fucking Alpha Boy. Alpha fucking I'm still going to call it Project L because I thought that was a cool name.
Oh yeah, no, the last alpha I was a part of, and I'll never be a part of an alpha ever again because of it.
Tarkov.
No, the Crucible.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Think about that.
Yucky.
It didn't even make it to beta. It failed.
Gross. Well, everybody, we made it to the end of the episode. If you want to keep up with me, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at That Kaufman. I'm also on YouTube and Twitch at Nick Fat Knight. Not as active over there. I'm also doing reviews up on Rongo. Go check out my brutally honest review of Flight Simulator 2024. The people are talking and they love it. And then also always on a hard drive. Go check out my pieces over there. They could use some love. Josh, where can the people find you?
You can find me anywhere and everywhere at I'm Josh Saying.
Cool. Did your review go up?
I need to get that to him tomorrow.
Motherfucker. And then Jake.
You could find me on Twitter and Twitch at Jakey Boy Kaufman, or you could find me on IGN's Instagram comments at Jakey Boy Kaufman, where I'm always ranting. Trust me, you'll find me.
Oh man, I love and hate you for that. You can find the show Smashing Game Time at smashinggametime.com. That's where our website is. You can find the podcast there and our written words. I know the GameCube piece is coming. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone, please.
It's been months.
It's coming.
My second piece is almost done.
You keep on working on that then there, buddy. You can also find Smashing Game Time we are on Twitter. We are on Blue Sky. We are on YouTube, Twitch as well. We've also got a Discord. We've got links to that stuff. Go check it out. You can find most of it at the website though. Find us where we get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcast, YouTube Proper. You can see our faces. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. We don't fuck with those machines because they don't fuck with us. That's right. Just word of mouth is king here with the brothers. And then what else? Oh, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. I've only been doing this for almost 3 years now, Josh, and I'm still not getting it 100%, but that's okay. Hey, everybody, we'll be back next week to finish up Arcane. This has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.
In case there's a change in cabin pressure, just stick your head out the window and breathe.